start here, make sure we're connected. Alright, welcome everybody. We're gonna get started in just a second here. Turn on the stream. Everybody can
Hello.
see. And turn on Discord stream. Hey, C-Rig. Cyrig.
Yo, what's up?
I don't know how to pronounce that. How do you pronounce that?
Cyric.
Cyrig, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So we got,
But it could be pronounced like Cyric. I don't know. Like somebody say Cyric.
yeah, well
Cyric, Cyric. It's just like a
that's what
Iraq
came
or
out of my
Iraq.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
well,
I was testing I made an indicator. I'm testing with the real money right now.
okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. And to see if it works the way I want it. Looks like it's getting pretty close, except I was testing on the 1 minute time frame just to ensure the trigger works so I can see like quicker result.
Nice.
But yeah,
Okay. And
cannot
so,
use
like,
on.
is it like a scalping sort of
Uh, I
strategy or
would
indicator?
say you can use as a scalping, like find a scalping entry or finding the juicy dip. Because
Okay.
what it does, I can just tell you like the idea. I found that when the price moves sharply down or sharply up, normally it will reverse back. You probably know that. Like it will actually create a wick.
Mm-hmm.
And I've accidentally found a relationship between the price location, the distance between the price location and the close like a 5 EMA or a 3 EMA. So basically, I found like for example on 1 minute Bitcoin, I found that most of the time in average, when the price move up or down sharply, and when it's moved away from 5 EMA, normally it doesn't go over 0.25%. So anytime it goes more than 0.25%, like zero point 0.4 or zero point 0.5, pretty much it will coming back. It will revisit into the EMA band, like EMA 5, 10, whatever. It will come back. So I'm looking for, when I saw that, so I got an idea that I want to capture that. So when the price move right away from that percentage of the range, it triggers the buy order.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Interesting.
I'm testing with TRX with real money. It looks pretty damn juicy so far. Because
Awesome.
at least it captured most of the possible juicy location. Except I
Right.
didn't put the threshold too tight, so I loosened a little bit. I just want to see how it works, and it works pretty well. Except it was not tight enough. So when it's keep dumping, like the recent 15 minutes, it was like a little bit dumping. It was buying every single minute on the way down. So if I tighten a little bit, so it should be like only looking for the sharpest a candle that drop the most, and it will trigger the buy. And when it does trigger exact location when it's qualified. So it's not like triggering at the close of the candle. So if there's a bloody wick, like you see it drop down like crazy, and then it shoot back up, it left a huge wick. The price action will actually happen by the moment the price dropped to that dip that qualified and the threshold.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
So
we're gonna get
you got
started here and go through a couple of the changes that I've made. It's been mainly a week that I have once again been focusing on stability, meeting you guys with your questions and that sort of stuff. So there hasn't been a whole lot of new things. I do have some things that I've worked on the testnet that I haven't released yet. And I do have some good news that we've made some good progress with the copy trading testing, and we're getting closer to that. it's one of those things that once again I've been focusing on the stability and making sure that everybody's happy with all of the different use cases that they want to use. We've seen a large uptick in spot trading use cases. Many months ago, we had very few spot traders, and now people are using it in multiple different ways. Some aren't having issues at all, and some are running into more issues than others, just depending on the market type that they're or the order type, I should say. The market type sometimes too, depending on like spot trading versus margin trading, that sort of stuff, and just all sorts of settings like that, combinations. So been working through those issues. Also worked with a couple people on Telegram recently. So we had a lot of people using Discord, had a couple of people using Telegram, but we've now got more Telegram use cases and got outputs flushing out the Telegram properly, and in all cases. So happy about that. We're seeing more usage of the plugin system. So everybody's heard about that over the past couple of weeks. We have Twitter, Discord, and Telegram, and we've added the external API feature, and IFTT is an example of using the external API feature, and this is sort of like a pre-setup template that I made for you guys to make it easy to set up IFTT. I got instructions for it and that sort of stuff. If you guys haven't seen IFTT, this is just a website where you can actually create your own, if this then that, and connect different things on the internet, right? So we would use webhooks, right? And then we would use maybe a JSON payload or not, up to you. You can go back here and you can break down what you need if you are going to send information. But here, we'll send it out and we'll say, hey, maybe this will be my email. And I can create a trigger and I can say, hey, send myself a Gmail or an email, right? And I can tell it, send this to so-and-so, right? And I would say, create my action, and then send me an email. I forget exactly how you hook up your email. I think it's, literally your account email that it sends to. You can also get a subscription to this. They have a whole lot more features, but this is totally free to use. You can run I think 5 apps, and so you can connect what you want and have it. I think it can even send SMS as well, text messages, yeah, through a couple different services. So depending on how the service works, you may need to either pay for it. Looks like this might be free. So you can send SMS messages, all sorts of stuff like that, right? So you can get pretty creative with this, and even more creative with the fact that you can send to any website, right? So we are working on Pine Connector, right? So we're gonna start messing with that here soon. I know Basti's excited about that, and then we're also going to be, experimenting with the different other sort of offshoots of Pine Connector. One guy brought to me the other day that I guess there's a different competitor of Pine Connector. They didn't look to seem to be, cheaper. They actually look to be more robust and more expensive, but it does bring to mind, what open source versions are there out there and stuff like that, and what can we get set up. So I am still planning on getting a MetaTrader plugin of my own set up here soon, just trying to clear out the other roadmap items that we have. Okay, besides that, I think I'm going to leave it pretty much at that. I want to make this a short update. We did alphabetize the folders, right? So that was something that we had requested. And then there is one extra new option in here for enforce balance on amount. So if you want to check this, that would basically allow you to uh, cap whatever order you're going to make with this. So this is turned off by default, but you can turn this on if you've been having problems with spot where it doesn't seem to exit because it's trying to exit 100% and it doesn't work, but if you exit 95% it does work. You might want to turn this on, and that's going to cap it. I've seen multiple instances where Binance specifically, Binance Spot, will tell us that an order got filled. We'll send an order for 55 quantity, okay, 55 coin or whatever, 55. They'll tell us 55 got filled, and then they'll have 54.5 in your actual wallet. And I've been told that Binance fees are supposed to, one, be free at certain points, and then two, not have, it's supposed to come out of your wallet, not your USDT, not the actual transaction that's happening traditionally. So I've been looking into that, trying to figure out. I reached out to their support, didn't really get much of an answer. Did get an answer, but it wasn't very helpful. This is something that I put in to sort of counteract that for now, as I sort of try to figure out what the weird edge case is with Binance Spot. Don't have that problem with Bitget, Bybit when we're doing spot that I did, to my knowledge. So that's something that we added there. You guys have seen the plugins. I've talked about that. I did have some questions on like how would I edit a message and add strategy variables or strategy lines. If you edit your plugin in the plugins page and put a message, those options aren't there, and it's because we don't know what strategy you're talking about. So if I haven't mentioned this before, you can go into the plugins on the right, go into the message box, and set it up for this particular strategy. It'll actually override whatever message you have by default, right? So you can have multiple strategies have different messages with the same plugin, if you didn't know that. Alright, so I think that's it. I'm going to stop rambling, and the real focus of today is talking about strategies. So I want to start, TradeLab is always going to be a tool first and foremost, and I'm never going to get into the business myself of selling strategies. But I want to get more to a focus where we facilitate and help people who have a hard time finding strategies, have a hard time getting set up because they don't have a strategy. We are starting marketing, targeting more people who are specifically have a strategy that they want to set up that's already profitable, right? And as we get more people into the community like that, some of those guys might be inclined to share or monetize their strategies, sort of increasing the breadth of our library of strategies, right? So that's something that we're working on right now. We have quite a few people who have a hard time getting set up because they're looking for a strategy, and they're have a hard time getting past that step. And so what I've been trying to do is focus on more of that sort of content, and Talon has been facilitating that for us in an excellent manner. This is not only a shout out to Talon, but also a plea to anybody else who sees what Talon is doing and thinks that they can do, a similar type of thing. Please, I'll contact me. We'll try to do whatever we can to sweeten the deal. We have the ability to do affiliates, right? So that's something that we had set up and are getting set back up, and can get that going at any time, really. So if we can get some people in here and want to make some videos and then get a kickback. And not just a one-time kickback. We've pledged to do a recurring kickback. I think we're doing 20% and then 10% for the kickback, right? So if that's 20% the first time and 10% every recurring, right? So that's something that is exciting, and at this point I want to pause just a moment for any questions, and then I want to sort of hand it off to Talon and have him sort of talk about what he's been doing, and go through maybe a small little workshop of what he's most interested in, and then answer anybody's questions. Maybe they've seen a video of Talon and they have a question on how to set up the strategy, right? So first we'll pause. I've talked a little bit for a while now, so has anybody got any questions as to what's going on? Okay. All right, well, we got a full house. I appreciate everybody being here. Looks like a great group. So at this point, Talon, how you doing?
All right. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand it off to you, and I don't know if you got anything particular planned, but we can sort of walk through a strategy or something like that, and just talk about some of the things that you've seen and maybe the results that you've had. A lot of people are interested in the results of this strategy versus that strategy. So.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of slacked on the follow up videos so far. I kind of end up building something else and forgetting about them. But there's a I didn't really plan too much, but I can share my screen. I just actually uploaded another video a second ago that I did earlier today for a 3-line strike strategy. I'm doing a trading competition with another Discord group called the Trading Floor. And I built a bot in Tradelab the other day for it, and it's actually doing pretty well.
Awesome.
I forgot to turn it off, though, for the weekend. So it took 2 bad trades, but then just took a couple good ones.
Okay.
Let me see. Get over there.
And so that's something that I do have on my roadmap. I should mention. That's one of the common requests is, hey, can we turn this off on the weekend? I actually have a way to turn strategies off scheduled per day. As far as a time of
The
day, but
times, yeah.
yeah, but not per day of the week, right? This is actually something that I've thought about just throwing in there, and I may get to it. But what I really want to do, and it wouldn't take that much more time, is I'm setting up an event system for the rules so that you can run a purple utility rule based on an event. Maybe a trade open, maybe a trade close, maybe TPSL hit. So this is going to give you more options and sort of change the way that you can insert logic. What about also having a calendar page? And then throwing events up on the calendar and says, hey, here's an FTC, report that's coming out, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe you can put a recurring event on every Friday at 5 p.m. to say turn off, right? Put to sleep, right? Because we're going into the weekend, right? And so that's what I really want to do, and I just got to get to the time to do it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
Yep,
Go
yep.
ahead, Talon.
No, you're good. But most of the strategies, I do them more to show you how to actually build something from scratch. I would love for all of these to work, but they almost never do. So but this shows you how you could do your when I build these strategies in the videos, I'm hoping that you guys will learn how to use the system and then be able to build whatever you want. But so I've been working on this crypto busy SSL strategy. I've updated it a bunch of times with my rules and adding and taking away, and it's getting better, and I'm trying to fine tune it at the moment. Let's see what the actual. So the win rate's not that great. It's every time I tweak it, it does a little bit better, and then I screw something up and it loses 5 trades in a row. But and I'm still messing with that, trying to figure out rules that might actually work. But I'm also only testing this on one coin at a time, so you never know. Everything is different. Especially if you in our Apex trading syndicate group or whatever, Des makes these strategies that you can backtest, and if you use the same settings on different coins, they're all different, so you just never know how it's going to go. But let's see. Oh, another strategy I built recently was this Trade Pro highest win rate, and one of the guys, Stone, was asking me about this strategy the other day, and how it was doing. And I'm like, I don't even think it's taking a trade. And I went in there today and I realized that I didn't set one of the alerts. So it never took a trade because the 50 never crossed back over the price never crossed back over the 50 EMA to
Talon,
like make the strategy.
Can you show just and not the screen of everybody's
Got it
face
on
on it?
Discord, my freaking thing up there for some kind of reason.
What's that?
Can you show just your screen and not everybody? It's like we're getting a double image.
Oh, I don't know why that
can,
is.
You can double click on that and go to Talon's stream directly. You're watching my stream, watch Talon.
Oh, is it because I'm watching Jake too? Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. No, you're watching my stream, watch Talon. If you can double click on that and go over to the you'll see two streams, not just one. And you double click on Talon's. You'll see here, if I double click on mine, it should go back, and then I can click on Talon's. Talon's stream is paused right now.
Hold on, I'll reshare it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I screwed something up.
No, it's okay.
Hold on.
Oh, the EMA alert wasn't added on. Okay,
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot
later.
to set that alert. I think it was like one of the last things I did, and I never
that's
actually
okay.
put it in
At least it's working. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you see that now? Better.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, it was it's this one because I looked at it. I'm like, man, I was looking at it on TradingView, and I'm like, this looks good. I don't know what's going on, but it was this
I still
50
have
EMA retest.
I have a screen on a screen, so I can't get the full view of your.
Are you watching my stream or are you watching Jake's?
So Stone, you need to double click on the stream so you back out, and then you can see everybody, right? And then you can click on Talon, and you'll just see his stream. I just did it on my screen, if you can see, but.
But yeah, so that was that's why that one hasn't taken a trade. I've paused a couple of them, and then here's my 3-line strike. So to actually enter the trade while I was just doing the video, and I was like, ah, crap, I forgot to shut it off again. But it actually was a good trade, so it's not too bad. The win rate's at 50.
Here's what I can do too. I'll stop streaming on Discord, and then hopefully everybody will snap to Talon.
We're good.
But yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions or need help with anything? Like, I don't really have too much planned to talk about.
On the strategy you were just talking about, that the EMA was clicked in.
Yeah.
Can you show me the box that's the final box where it shows all the logic steps? You know, if then do this, do that.
Even the actual entries?
Yeah.
Like the long and short entry? Sure.
Yeah.
So if you copy it in the community browser, it should be exactly the same, but it's just looking for the 50 for a long. It's looking for the 50 to be above the 200.
Okay.
The price to retest the 50 EMA and then get the long signal. And then it'll set the side to buy. It will set the take line price to swing high. Oh, wait. Am I in the right one? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I forgot. I was thinking this one only closed on. Let me pull up the actual strategy in TradingView, because I've done so many, they all kind of run together sometimes. So this one is the one that's like basically a DCA bot. And so when it enters, I guess it's looking for the swing low to take profit. But if you get more red dots, it'll just keep
Okay, this is
adding.
okay. Yeah, I saw this one that you were building up. This is different than the one we had talked about before with um
Which
the
one are you talking about?
rangefinder. Yeah, rangefinder one.
Oh, I don't think I have that one.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
have to do a video
Yeah,
on that
this one I'll
again.
look at because I saw this before on your build, and I have
Are
that. Thanks.
are you talking about
Yeah,
that millionaire strategy or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
We're good.
Cool. Yeah. So
Anybody else?
yeah. Besides that, does anybody have questions, or who here has a better question? I think is who here has used one of Talon's strategies, or even just seen a video and taken a look at some of this. Raise your
I,
hands.
I, oh, okay.
Oh no, no,
I
you
use
I've
some.
yeah.
I've watched the videos and they're pretty easy to follow along. Talon does go fast, but you can pause, rewind, and go back. And yeah, it's they're good. And
Watch his videos.
he
They're
usually
good.
has the short and the long version, which is good.
Yeah, his videos are really good.
Yes, they are very, very good. And
Appreciate that.
besides the video, you just click and copy the strategy and just set the alerts. Nothing you can do
And
too complex.
for people who haven't caught on quite yet, or just joining, you'll find Talon's videos on our YouTube, right? So you can go to our YouTube channel and you'll find longer videos that Talon has made, really going into the detail of how and why, how to make a strategy, right? So if you go to our YouTube, and I'm doing it on my screen right now, and I'll share real quick for everybody. But if you go there, you'll be able to find the longer versions, and then Talon is actually an overachiever, and he does shorter versions too. He does 2 videos for every video that he puts out. And what he does is on the Tradelab page, you'll find videos that usually go over an hour, right? And he talks through the entire thing, right? And goes through step by step from scratch, showing you how to set it up, okay? And then he'll take that entire thing and he'll save it and share it. So if you don't want to build it yourself, you don't have to spend an hour doing that, right? What you can do is you can go to Talon, and in fact, I think he's links it usually somewhere on the. Do you link it? Yeah, down here. Yes, yeah. So down here, here's Talon's YouTube channel, and I think sometimes he might. Yeah, the full setup at Tradelab here, and then this is the explanation over here. Yeah. So if you click on Talon's channel, this is Talon 2303 Crypto Trading, and here you'll find the 10-minute to 20-minute videos. Some are even below 10 minutes, right? And he just goes through, explains what the strat is, so you know what you're dealing with, and then he also says, hey, I've already made this and you can copy it. Here's how you copy it. Here's how you set it up, set up the alerts, and go from there, right? So yeah, I just wanted to point out those 2 different pages, our YouTube channel and Talon's YouTube channel.
I am going to bring.
It's an amazing resource, and I hope it's getting looks on YouTube. I mean, people should, once they see it. I don't know how Talon. Do you get a look rate? Is there like a graph how many people are looking at it?
Yeah, it's up and down. Like some of them do way better than others. Basically, if I have a clickbaity title, it's doing better than.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all about breaking out. We do have some stuff that's coming up the pipeline that I don't know if I can talk about right away yet. But the hint would be that the last time I said this, we ended up with the Bitget partnership. And so there's other stuff going on in the background, and specifically going towards what we talked about just a second ago about getting the word out, right, and getting people's eyeballs on this and that sort of stuff. So we'll see how that goes, right? But I'm fairly excited about it, and hopefully I can talk more about that soon. But we're definitely working on that, right? We're definitely we got Mr. Nobody in here who's working on our marketing plan and our targeting audience avatars and that sort of stuff. So we're really starting to build that aspect of it. So appreciate everybody's support.
You are welcome anytime. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So I'm trying to think if there's anything that we could sort of show Talon. What's one of the most exciting strategies that you've been watching, so far? And like, if that's hard to answer, sort of then tell us what your philosophy is when you're going through all of these, and like, what your plan is finding the best strategies. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. There isn't one
I
like
figured.
from. But like I like the challenge of trying to make them work in TradeLab and then seeing what happens. So I
Okay,
don't know.
a question. You look at the video. Do you write down the rules first? You make an outline of the rules of what the video or the strategy is
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
do?
I'll type them out in my notes app, and then or I'll like start watching it and I'll pull up the indicators and make sure it's something that I can actually
Yeah.
use
Yeah,
because
sometimes with the indicator, sometimes you could have one part, or you could go and use the four if it has all those different slots. So it looks like there's ways to set. How do you decide what's the best path on alert to put into your strategy in the blue boxes?
like how do I decide like the confirmations or the for
Yeah,
the
the
rules?
confirmation. Yeah, so you could click on when you're making the alert, but you could also let's see, I'm trying to find an alert that's has
Are you
oh
talking like am I going to use the data or am I going to use a
yeah,
signal coming in?
the data versus just the Dropbox. Yes.
I think it's more of what simplifies it better. Like
Oh,
if
okay.
it's going to have a ton of crap on there, it just gets confusing. But if it's the simpler, the better. But I don't know. And some of the stuff is just cool that you're able to do it. So I just try to do different things. Have a couple ideas for stuff going forward too, like trying things in a different way, like setting up the alerts different, trying to use one alert template as opposed to a bunch of them. I haven't done that yet. And like it's just like this is a way for me to learn also. So every time I build something, I try to make it something that's a little bit different, and then it helps when I do it. Like it just gets me better at it. So
And I
yeah,
think
I don't know
too,
if I
Yeah.
answered that.
one thing that I'm looking to build on my side, I actually started it and I just haven't gotten it out yet, is a deeper education page. I'm pulling information from YouTube, including the description and also playlists, so that I can create, sort of different sections automatically based on what we upload to our YouTube channel in our embedded education page. So on the left hand side, you can see the education page in the menu. And that education page, I want it to go a little bit deeper where you can actually search tags and information, and we can put all of that information in the YouTube video when we put it up, right? The description and that sort of stuff. And what I want to do is, Talon, as we're uploading videos and we can go back and edit some videos, I want to put in some keywords into the description of the different features and things that you used in TradeLab, right? So then people can search and find some of these videos, because I also have a video series that I've been working on that is eventually going to come out that has all of the different, sort of technical looks at, this feature and that feature. But then if you want to see it used in action, right, we'll have the technical look that you can search for, and then searching for that should also bring up maybe one of Talon's videos or something, somebody else did that, has that tag in it that says, hey, I used multiple confirmations in here, or I used an advanced DCA tactic in here, with alerts or something, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, this is JP. I think Talon just forgot earlier that his favorite strategy is the flash trade 20 asset screener. It just hasn't been completed yet.
Dude, I've been thinking all week about I need to get into that. It's been so busy, but yeah.
Well, no, that's okay. Actually, Jake and I had a nice call about it last week, this time, and I took a whole bunch of good notes, and I'm in there right now, creating some strategy variables, and maybe him and I will jump on the call sometime soon, and sort of just tie some of those things together and make it work. I think we're gonna get there pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah, JP, we've been working for a while, back and forth on different ideas, and he's come up with a great screener tool that he actually, had somebody build for him, and has invested a lot of time and resources into making this, and it's quite nice. Do you want to talk, just a little bit more about it, JP? I know it's not ready yet. I don't know how much you want to share about it, but you brought it up, so. But you're on mute. I don't know if you're talking, JP. And if you don't want to, that's fine. Okay. So we'll move on. JP, you still there with us? Okay. Go. Let's see.
Oh, can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Oh, there we go.
There you
okay.
I muted myself. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Can you see my TradingView screen?
Yeah, let's take a look here. So JP
is make sure
screen.
Make sure I started save the right or show them the right one. Can you see my screener here and my mouse and everything?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I'm actually on looking at Aave right now on the 1 minute chart. And you can see the screener here I built. It has 20 different symbols in it. It shows lagging values and leading values. These are groups of indicators. So what I did, when I started at Tradelab, I was doing just Solana. That was my coin of choice, let's call it. And I was using global variables to track when different indicators were, hitting certain values, right? Like the MACD was green and the stochastic was bullish, and I'd set all these different variables, and I literally would have 100 variables that I was setting for Solana. And when there was congruence or agreement amongst, a majority of those, I'd go into a long or I'd go into a short. And it was just, I was pulling my hair out trying to keep track of it all, right? And if one variable didn't get set because an alert didn't come across, it would be set wrong, and I'd be in a trade when I wasn't supposed to be in a trade, and it was a nightmare. But, I was trying to manage all sorts of different information and use it to trade logically, right, to make the best informed decisions. Well, what I did was I built this indicator, and I'm going to open it for you here and show it to you. What I have is lagging conditions, and there's 7 of them that are in here that I like to track, and then I have leading conditions, 3 different leading conditions that I track, and then I can modify all the settings of all those different indicators, right? And I can pick all my assets and what exchange they're on and assign a special name for them. And then what I do essentially is I'm sending over these values. It's from a negative 100 to a positive 100. These could be green, if it's bullish. So like you can see BNB is kind of bullish, but it's dropping a little bit. And I'm also sending the price and the slow EMA and the fast EMA. I can set these. These are different lines that you would track right on your screen. So anyways, to make a long story short, there's 7 lagging and 3 leading indicators that I watch at any given time. And you can see AVAX right here. Well, it just changed, but it's, the main direction, the lagging indicator picks up what's happened to date. And all of those are in agreement that it's a short. And it's kind of it's not quite a minus 100, it's a minus 67, so it's getting a little bullish, but it's still a strong short at a minus 100. So I send these alerts over to Tradelab, where I'm sending one alert with information for 20 different symbols in it, and the idea is that I'm going to build one master strategy for like Aave, let's call it, in Tradelab, that's going to manage my position at all times based upon all these indicators that are setting these values. So it's like, if we were to say I got 20 assets, 10 different indicators, that's 200 global variables would have to be set in order to manage this many assets at a time within Tradelab. But I got this one indicator that's doing it, sending it all in one alert, and hopefully we'll be able to just press a button and copy this main strategy, the mother strategy, 19 different times, and then people will be able to load up. I'm moving towards creating a situation where Tradelab becomes easy for people. Right now it's for advanced. I mean, it's getting easier by the day thanks to Jake, because he's created a great user interface. But a lot of people show up, they join for a little bit, and then they sort of fall off because it's too challenging for them. If I can create strategies in Tradelab that are easy for people to just follow, by adding money to them, and their position is managed all the time by this indicator of indicators, like you can see Matic, everything's short right now, on the 1 minute right now for Luna, Matic, Near Pro, all that stuff. So this will hopefully, theory is, this strategy will manage your position at all times for 20 different assets. And hopefully when we're connected to stocks, I'm going to take this and create the top 20 stocks, top 20 NASDAQ, top 20, so hopefully the sky's the limit. That's the strategy, is to make Tradelab a little easier for people so that they can go in and if this thing works profitably, load up some money in their account and pick the coin of their choice out of the top 20 and just go for it. I know I was long-winded there, but that's what I'm working on.
Man, that's amazing.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. And it's called Flash Trade. That's what I'm going to operate under, is the name Flash Trade. And if you actually look up the term Flash Trade, it was a term that was coined in the late 2000s. It had everything to do with high-frequency traders who had algorithmic trading programs that were running on machines that were in right in the same data center with the exchanges or right next door. They could outmaneuver and outbeat everybody just by speed of trading. And really what this is algorithmic trading, where I'm looking at 10 different algorithms for each coin and trading constantly. And, like right now, Phantom on all of these coins are short on the 1 minute. I don't see the chart here on the left, but if we were to look at the coin itself, and there you go. There you go on the 1 minute. And about this point, it turned minus 100. And it's minus 100 all day long. If this starts to turn into a green candle, you'll see, actually I'm on Aave, but if this turned green, that means it's changing position. It's starting to, change directions.
That's very, very nice. I like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hopefully we make this, Jake and I tried to come up with a term for what this is. It's kind of like trying to build it like a grid bot, whereby it will change directions and make these, do take profit and place trades to monitor and change your position constantly. as automatically as the markets change. So it's going to be like an automated grid bot, in my opinion.
I've been
Nice.
looking at it as an adaptive grid bot. So
There you go.
based on the leading and lagging indicators, we're actually planning on moving. If you can imagine a grid, right? We're actually planning on sticking a grid there and saying there it is, and then based on certain events, the center of the grid will actually move, right? And we'll say, okay, we're
Nice.
gonna reset, or we're gonna move up to here, and that, I think that from what we've been talking about, um, it's not revolutionary. I've seen it done in other places, but I think doing it with all of these indicators attached and all of that is going to be pretty.
So you're going to have the central part of the chart neutral, and one end more bullish and the other end more bearish, and each of the coins moves up and down away from center or toward the center as they become a stronger buy or a stronger sell.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true. In a sense, yeah, we'll be doing take profits and then placing orders, opportunistic orders to stay in that position. What's interesting, this is really cool. What's just happened while we were on the line here. This we're looking at Aave was a minus 100. It was a short, right? And then this giant green candle came, and you can see the leading indicator showed that oh my gosh, it's bullish, right?
Yep.
So you were trying to get out of that short position. Hopefully, our bot would be. The strategy would be getting out of that position, and then it's still minus 43, so the general direction is short. So you're still staying short. So you were probably the bot would hopefully try to get us back into the short position up here, because I think it's probably going to continue. So the hope is that what I'm going to do is set the strategy up to place 10 trades every minute, or excuse me, 10 orders, and they're going to fill their way up until I guess your balance becomes what you want it to be.
Yeah.
I'm trying. A little hard to explain over the call here, but it's going to constantly adjust your position according to the strength of the lagging indicators.
Are you
And then at a
getting
certain point, it's going to flip.
Are you getting the prices from TradingView or another?
They're coming through TradingView, so they come from the exchanges that I select for each token.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's trading off this chart and the information that is feeding this chart.
Okay. Really
Right.
looks great. What a lot of work that is. Wow.
Yeah, it took a little while. I've been around this place for over a year, and this is kind of the culmination of my logic to this point. And hopefully, and I know that Tradelab can do what I anticipate or what I envision. Just got to make it happen. We're getting close, really close. I'm getting excited.
Are you getting
I really
help
like this idea.
on this with Chat GPT building this?
I didn't use GPT in any way to help build this. I did use Chat GPT to help create a nice description for it.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Nice. As it's the mother of all copywriters right now. It's
For
pretty good.
sure.
But I wanted to piggyback off of what JP was saying about flash trade. I'm sharing my screen again, and I think I am. Make sure I'm not lying. I am lying. 1 second. Okay, so my screen's back, and yeah, I wanted to piggyback off of what he said, because he was talking about flash trade, and flash trade is a great example of one of the early white label partners that we're seeking to have. So as he gets that set up, he's actually going to set up his own flash trade website and use Tradelab's white label. So you